Hello, Grand Rising, everyone. Thanks for tuning in once again to Authentic Black Goddess TV. I'm your host, Queen QueenAShur, and this is your morning wake-up call. So as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel. If you haven't if you haven't done so already, be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so that you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. All right. So now listen to this. So nefarious. They made this child eat from the trash can at school. So they say officials announced plans Thursday to fire the principal of Palm Elementary School and a paraprofessional after they determined that a fourth grade student was forced to eat food from the cafeteria garbage right out of the garbage can. This happened last month, and this is according to the Lorain City School District in multiple reports. Now, Superintendent Jeff Graham told the Lorain Board of Education that he plans to fire paraprofessional Monica Summers Friedenstein effective on Thursday. He added that he removed the principal, Deborah Postolka, from the position and plans to fire her as well. Under Ohio law, she has 10 days to appeal his decision. Now, he says any infringement upon the dignity and respect of our students who are not able any disrespect and infringement upon the dignity of our students will not be tolerated. He says our students deserve staff members who are able to make good decisions in all situations, and any staff member who is unable to deliver on that promise is unwelcome in our school. First of all, what would make someone do something so disgusting? Now, this isn't as sick and filthy as that other teacher, the Karen, who made the little black child who was 5 years old unclog the toilets with his bare hands when he'd taken a poop. Okay, this isn't as bad as that, but still, nevertheless, what is wrong with these people in schools? And y'all aren't homeschooling your kids yet? Do y'all hear this? Now, so anyway, yeah, they forced him to eat food from the cafeteria garbage can. And in the lawsuit subsequently filed in federal court and obtained by WJW and WOIO, the child's mother said her daughter asked for another meal on November the 21st because she did not like waffles. Now, the principal told the girl to eat what was on her tray, but the student ignored her and threw the food in the trash. Now, I'm sorry, because I believe I put in the title that it was a boy, because that's what some of the articles said. It said she made my son eat from the trash. So it's a girl, okay? So anyway, saying that she told her to eat it and she didn't want it, so she threw it in the trash, according to the lawsuit. Then another employee told the girl to get the food out of the trash and forced her to eat the waffles in front of her classmates. Y'all think this is something? I remember when I was in the first grade, this little boy said a curse word, and the teacher literally washed his mouth out with soap. Washed his mouth out with soap. Little black boy, I remember, and the teacher was white. She sure did. I remember I went home and told my mother that. Ooh, honey. Went home and washed the little boy's mouth out with soap. I couldn't wait to get home and tell that. So anyway, goes on to say Graham, who said he has been in touch with the student's family since learning of the incident, emphasized Thursday that in no way demonstrates who we are as a district. You know what they always say when they do something nefarious? Oh, that's not who we are. Even Biden. Oh, Biden loves to say that, right? When they talk slick about America, and they're clearly telling the truth. Anyway, he says, we have phenomenal people doing great work in our schools each and every day. We will not let the actions of two people define us when there are so many wonderful things happening in our classroom, schools, and community. Well, you may not let the two people who did this define you, but one of those people was the principal. So Postolka became principal at Palm Elementary School in 2008, according to a biography posted on the Lorain City School website. Now, before that, she taught students in several school districts and served as an administrator at Garfield Elementary, General Johnny Wilson Middle School, and Lorkmore Elementary in the Lorain School District. No immediate replacement for Postolka has been announced. On Thursday, officials said the school district was working to find a new principal for the school. I hope she's not able to get a job being a principal anywhere after this. You're going to sit there and let somebody's child eat from the trash, and it's a whole pandemic going on. It's a whole pandemic going on. Now, you know how many people or how many of those kids had eaten off of things and thrown it in the trash? Just think about it. It's so disgusting. How many kids didn't eat everything on their tray and they threw that in the trash, and they didn't drink all their milk or whatever and they threw that in the trash? That is so disgusting. Oh my goodness, honey. I don't know what I would have done to her, but it wouldn't have been anything nice. That's for sure. Okay, now listen to this. The mom had something to say about it. Oh, so crazy. I'm going to share my screen. I'm waiting for this to load. I mean, this clearly should be against the law. Like, who does this? So crazy. Okay, this is taking too long to load. I'm going to see if I can find it on this other in this other article. Oh, so crazy. Yeah, here it is. Hold on, people. Here we go. I'm going to share my screen. I don't know why, but these videos are not loading for some reason. Okay. I can't get it to play, beloveds. For some reason, it's not loading. Anyway, all egregious nonetheless. So in other news, these 5 children died in a bouncy incident. Now, that's clearly tragic. Hold on, let me pull this up. Actually, now they're saying 6 children died because another one died just a couple of days ago. So listen to this. A 6th child has died in the hospital after a bouncy castle was lifted into the air at a school event in Australia late last week. This is what police said on Sunday. Now, 11-year-old Chase Harrison passed away in the hospital during the afternoon, according to the Tasmania Police Commissioner, saying our thoughts continue to be with the family and the families of the loved ones of all the children involved during this incomprehensible, difficult time. Now, the boy is one of 9 children who fell 32 feet from a bouncy castle that was lifted by wind during an end-of-the-year event at Hillcrest Primary School in Devonport on the northern coast of the state of Tasmania. Now, in total, 6 children died in the tragedy. 2 children remain in critical condition in the hospital, while another is recovering at home. Police previously released the names and images of the other 5 victims with the permission of their families. They are Addison Stewart, age 11, Jalayla Jane Marie Jones, and then Jai Sheehan, Peter Dotts, and Zan Seller, who were both 12. Oh, so sad. Now, they say an investigation is underway into what caused the tragedy, including the strength of the wind at the time and how the castle had been tethered to the ground. Because it couldn't have been bolted down to the ground tight if the wind just came along and took it up in the air like that. 32 feet. Can you imagine? That is tragic. Now, Commissioner Hines said the Devonport criminal investigation branch's priority will be to interview all of the witnesses, gather and analyze forensic evidence and all environmental aspects, including weather patterns and the conditions at the time of the incident. Saying, given the magnitude of this critical incident and the need to speak to a large number of traumatized children within a short period of time, we have accepted an offer from NSW Police to assist us in conducting interviews in relation to this investigation. So the bouncy castle was one of a number of treats organized for students as part of the Big Day In, according to the school's Facebook page. Now, other activities included a water play zone, excuse me, and Zorb balls. Hines said close to 40 children were taking part in the activities when a wind gust lifted the castle up off the ground. Several adults were supervising the event and provided first aid until emergency services arrived. The incident has rocked the nation, with Australian Prime Minister Scott Morrison telling reporters shortly after this that it was just unthinkably heartbreaking. I can just imagine. And can you imagine being someone who was there and saw it? Yes, especially the parents, right? Stacey says, I am sure the parents are traumatized too. Absolutely. I mean, just imagine this bouncy being taken up into the air 32 feet, and you literally see these children falling out of it. That is so crazy. Malik says, don't they tie those things down? Yes, they absolutely are supposed to, but apparently they either didn't tie it down securely or not at all, because there's no way the wind should have just lifted it up like that if they had done a good job. That is so crazy and so sad. Melody Brown says, I've heard of this happening before, and it's very disturbing to say the effing least didn't know that was coming. Well, 32 feet is, C-Stan said they need to sue. They probably will. They probably will. Because it's like 11 kids messed up. 6 of them died, and then 4 still in critical condition. Alice says, wow, people will be looking at bouncy castles differently. I have parties in my yard for my own children, for my children too. Mine was not tied down. Really? That's what it had to have been. They couldn't have had that thing secured. They also said that's one thing they were investigating, how secured it was. So whoever owned that bouncy castle, honey, they're in big trouble because they're clearly going to be sued. And they may even be found criminally negligent if they didn't tie it down at all. So anyway, hey, Patrick. So Queen Candy J says, I've heard numerous stories about bounce houses being caught up in the wind. This is so tragic. I will not let my son on those. Several stories on kids dying there, here and there in other countries. I didn't even know that. Well, with that all being said, I'm going to conclude this broadcast. I want to thank you all for tuning in. I'm going to be going live on the original Queen QueenAShur show because we have to talk about Ahmaud Arbery, the federal hate crime charge. They said there's some interesting new evidence that's supposed to come out. And also in the Jussie Smollett trauma, right? In that whole debacle. Now they're going in on the on Kim Fox. They're going in on her. They want her to resign, and they have all this smoke for her. So we're going to talk about that. So anyway, everyone, please like and share, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. And I hope to see you on the next chat. Peace.